Aloha. Welcome to my next dog review. I don't know if that's just a working title. Just came up with that off my dome. But today we have a different dog. As I said from the last episode of this, we have many plus plenty of dogs. Okay, there's no shortage in that department of dogs. I think we have, I think realistically one dog is fine for one family, right? I mean, like a family I'd say like a family is like the average family, I'd say, is parents, unless they're paranormal, then there's probably a lot more parents. How would that work, bro? I never thought of that before. How would that work? With a polyamorous relationship with kids, would they just not have kids? Come on, bro. You can't just have one parent, like, the parents, like, swapping out for different ones all the time. You can't have that. You have to have either, there's to be two main ones, and then all the other ones kind of, like, float around all the time. Because they're always in the house, right? But let's talk about this. The dog with the blog. Let me finish what I was saying. No, forget what I was saying before. The dog with the blog. You guys ever seen the dog with the blog? I don't know what accent that half was. I hate doing, when you don't ever try and do accents with people if you're nervous. If you're slightly nervous and you're like, let me try and do, I can do a really good Indian accent. If you're nervous about it, bro, if you're like a slightly insecure person, doesn't matter how good you are. I used to be able to, I probably still could, but it really hurt my vocal cords. I can make an exact Cardi voice, right? And I would always tell people, I have to prepare first. I cannot just do that shit off jump start, bro. I can't do that shit at the snap of a finger. I need to practice, rehearse it beforehand. If I try to do it right now, I'd make a whole fool out of myself. I'm not doing that. For what? For the simple act of gesturing? I'm not a jester. I'm a man. I'm a mere mortal. Alright, bro, you're getting cringy. That's what she just said to me. He's like, you need to calm your ass down. I'm sorry. But, this is Blue. She goes by many different, no, she doesn't really. She's the one dog where you kind of just only call her the dog name. She doesn't have any, nicknames or anything. Right? Blue? No, Boogie. I call her Boogie. Beluga. I don't know what I'm talking about. She has a ton of different little names. Blueberry. Booby. Boo. That's a better name. That is a way better name, bro. I would have named her that. Just Boo. Like the Monsters Inc. girl. Boo. 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 Beluga. I don't remember. They're kind of just coming to me. I can't really remember them like that. Because sometimes with that shit, it like changes over the years. You have a different lineup of nicknames it kind of gets swapped out every so often. I don't know. Bigot? No, you're not a bigot. Don't worry. Shit, I don't know, man. But that's just, yeah. Those are her nicknames, right? She's, I think I have a feeling, I have an inkling that she's probably the smartest dog we have. she's, I don't know how this would make sense, but for a dog, she's really charismatic. Not to other dogs really, but to people. Like she's in a way she's good at connecting with people. She like however dogs do that, right? She's just got that. She knows what faces to make and how to make people think she's cute, I guess. I don't know if she's really thinking about it, but it's, she just is like that. She's a very hyper dog. She just had a back injury that nearly took her life. You know the one that like 50% of bulldogs get? Where their spinal fluid starts fucking leaking out and spreading and they can't walk in their back. It happened to one of my dogs, bro. I said this in the other video. It almost happened to her. She was walking up the stairs, which we shouldn't let them do. I know. And she slipped and I guess she twisted something the wrong way and then she would not go up the stairs anymore. She looked up at me and her head kind of jerked back down as she looked up. I was like, fuck, bro, something's going on. She's having a stroke. I was thinking the worst. And she doesn't seem very energetic right now, but she's just sleeping because there's nothing else for her to do. But yeah, she slipped on the stairs. And then that happened, and she didn't lose control of her legs, but her whole back hunched. And she was just laying, and she kept trying to move around to find a good position, and she was shaking. And it was just so bad. Being that I was thinking the worst, I almost shed a tear. I think I did. I was like, she's fucked. This dog's fucked. It's gonna be just like Hank. She is fucked. We're gonna take her to a vet. They're gonna say she's not gonna make it. We can't do anything. Surgery's fucking $12 billion. But we didn't take her to a vet, which I was like, what the fuck are we doing? But in hindsight, I guess my mom was kind of right. Even though it didn't feel right, my mom was telling me, do not let that. You have to get this dog to a veterinarian, get her scanned and shit. If it was the worst, right, and there's nothing we could have done, they would have been like, you gotta put her down and shit. Or you gotta try the surgery and all this shit. We would have paid all this money just for her to be dead, right? But even then, like, what if it was something that they had to catch really early? It could have been one of those things, and that's what I was worried about. So, but my mom was very persistent. She was like, we're doing red light therapy on this dog. And you could say whatever the fuck you want. The dog's alive, bro. She's alive and well. She's better than she was before. I think she had like a little, my mom said that she thinks she had like a little bit of back pain already. And red light therapy brought her back to 100%. Again, I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not nobody. But the average person's gonna think red light therapy, and all they're gonna hear is they're gonna think it's some like hocus pocus shit. That red light therapy saved the dog's back. But again, you could say whatever. The dog's alive and well. Yeah, she's got one of my dogs, different dog that we don't have anymore, had a little, you know what, that's a different dog, that's not this dog. Let's talk about this dog. She's got like a very interesting print on her. She almost has like a male dog build. She's got very big paws, and she's got a lengthy back, right? She's very wide and broad at the shoulders. none of our dogs have like that ugly dog look. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I guess one of them, like our dogs look pretty, I know I call them my lifeless freaks, but there's ones that are worse. There's some I guess it's because they're my dogs and not anyone else's. But sometimes when I see other people's dogs, no, it's not. It's just some dogs. It's just like they look. They just have a very. Their face has no personality to it. It's like, lifeless, I guess. But my dogs, they got very character-esque looking faces. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but on her forehead, it looks like she has a puzzle piece on it. I'll show you. It looks like a puzzle piece. See? So, as she has all these little spots on her, you can see her face. Okay. It always bothered me how their eyes would never fully close. I would be like, how are you sleeping like that? Do you just not care? I would watch the dog sleep. I wouldn't watch the dog sleep, but I would like try and close their eyes fully. I would like push their eyelids down like this. And I'd be like, okay, we're good. And then they'd open it a little bit. I'd be like, come on, bro. It would piss me off. But yeah, it's such a weird thing to get pissed off by, right? But and then I learned that there's people that sleep with their eyes wide open. I sleep with one eye open, one eye. Like that. But, like my friend's uncle who stayed at his house for a long ass time. I think he still lives in his house, even though they moved. He sleeps with his eyes open, not slightly like this, bro. And me and him would I would sleep over at his house. We'd hang out in his room, play a game or something, and because we were trying to just hang out and chill, bro, and we felt like we were on edge, like this guy was like watching us or something, like listening in, and we also didn't want to wake him up if he was sleeping, right? So you couldn't, I mean, he snored loud as hell, but still, you look back to check if he's sleeping and you just see like he's staring at you. No, he wasn't staring at me, but that would have been funny. Yeah. She's got a little bit of brown on her coat too. She got a lot of wide variety of colors on her because her mother was actually, both of her parents had neither of them have white on them, so I don't know if dog, I mean, obviously they can, I guess, colors, they can be like a carrier of a color. It could be like in their genes, but not actually present in their physical body. And it could be passed on. I don't know what that's called. It's not a carrier. Maybe it's a carrier. I don't know. But yeah, she got some white parts on her. And a little bit of brown because her daddy was brown. Her daddy was brown. Her mama was black. And her paws are all red because she has an itching problem, as all my dogs do. She ruined her paws, so now I don't know if it's just like raw now forever. The actual like fur on her paws is red from licking them. Maybe we could dip them in bleach, get them back to white. I'm just joking. Very good dog. 10 out of 10 dog. But, yeah. As for with other dogs, I know I said she's very charismatic with people, but she's a little weird with other dogs. She has, like, I guess it's the same bullshit that every other dog has when they have doggy issues. She's just like territorial, kinda, not really, but with like food. And she doesn't put up with shit. We have one dog that puts up with shit and won't care about anything. Just let any dog do anything to them. But she cares a lot. She cares a whole lot. She'll start fighting dogs when they're pissing her off. And she's the one dog in the family. One dog in the family of dogs that doesn't snore. Have you heard her? You would hear her snore if she was snoring, bro. She does not snore at all. She breathes just as clear as I do. Just as clear as you and me. And yeah, that's good for her. She's gonna, I don't know if that makes her live a little bit longer or what, but I feel like with dogs, it's always some random organ failure that happens, and that's why they die. I mean, that's just what happens with old age, but yeah. I don't know, I can't grab any other information about this dog. She's, I don't know, very lovable. She's amazing. I'm definitely not sleeping with her though. She's shedding, just from doing a little bit of petting, she's got this big ball of hair on her. I'm not trying to, she just farted. I don't smell it. I think we're good. Once I saw a guy talk about a potato for 2 hours, I think I could do this. I just need to open up my mind a little bit. She's never had, actually, I don't know. No, she's never had children. I think the only dogs are the 2 oldest females have had children, but she's been, oh, now I smell it. Yeah, but it goes so quick, man. I remember when she was just a little baby. Just a baby. She could fit. At some point, bulldogs are small enough that they can, like, fit in your palm. Now she's so fat. Fat ass. What the hell, man? I always wondered what it must feel like to, like, never have to go to work a day in your life. You get to stay home every fucking day. But at the same time, you can't do shit. You have to wake up and just play with some toys. And that's it. Stay in a cage for a couple hours. It's like prison, bro. I'm always wondering how these dogs are feeling, bro. Like, would they, if they had the conscious ability, if they had the mental ability to make a decision like that, do you think they would choose to go to work? If dogs were smart enough to work at a computer, would people start kicking them out of the house and saying, you gotta start working, you gotta start paying bills, all right? I wanna see you out the house by 7. You gotta come home before 8. Do the dishes, sweep the floor, okay? Don't you dare, you cannot touch a single toy until this floor is mopped and spotless. I want to see it sparkle. Don't give me no damn excuses that you can't do the dishes. You jump up on the kitchen table and eat all my damn hog maw. Yo, bitch. And I'm not insulting you. I'm calling you what you are, a female dog. Get your ass up there. Go to work. And you better be home at 8. Your ass better be home at 8. Or you are out of here. You can take all your toys and your bed and you can fucking go on the street with those street dogs. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna give you rabies. You want that rabies? You want to live like an alley dog? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, bro. You know what? You'll get picked up by those Chinese people. That's so racist. Oh my god. I can't put this up. I didn't, bro. That just came out, bro. Fuck. I don't actually think that. Well, no, bro. They do eat dog. They do eat dog. No, that's not just a stereotype. I don't actually know, bro. You can't just tell me it might be a little bit of ignorance. I don't fucking know. But it was going so good. I had to keep it going. I was just pulling whatever I could. Fuck. I'm gonna get canceled. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Now she's snoring a little. It's because her neck's at a weird angle. But very good dog. I've been saying that over and over. She's a very good dog, though. I think she's pretty much accomplished. She's made herself. She's earned the name. The fuck. She's just a good dog, bro. We don't give her dogs treats, but she's a good dog. We don't use, I think the normal person uses treats to train the dog to do shit. We just give them out. We just hand them shits out. You just gained another fat roll. Here's a treat. Have it. Right? For anything. Dogs are so lazy. And I try to take them for walks sometimes. Sometimes, you know, it's just, I got shit to do. I don't have nothing to do, bro. I lied. It's just that, like, I don't know. When I come home from work and I don't want to do shit. I don't even want to do this. If I could, like, even when there was nothing to do, even if when my whole day was empty, I still felt like I could not do this. I was like, damn, bro. I would just come up with something else to do. Watch a different YouTube video. Watch another podcast. But I think after the last anxiety attack I had, I don't know if I'll ever go in depth about that, but after the last anxiety attack, I learned a lot about myself. It's like every time something really bad like that happens, I do learn a decent amount. I take a lot away from it, and I do apply it to the next time it happens. I don't just do the same shit over and over. I'm pretty good at trying different things on my own. Just doing some, you know, scientific methods. Fuck, I don't know. what the term is for that. Just I use a whole broad spectrum of attempts. I try a bunch of different things, and I just see what works the most. It doesn't have to fully fix it. I just see what works the most. That doesn't always bring you to the truth, though. Full solution, like smoking more cigarettes might seem, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's just like the thing that makes everything kind of better, right? So if I want to stop, I feel like at some point I would eventually land on the best thing you could do. Eventually, it might take years, it might take a whole decade, but I think with my way of looking at my own problems, it's just what happens usually. I have a really good arsenal. I have a good stockpile of ways to tackle my own problems. And a lot of it works, some of it doesn't, but I'm always trying to mess with it a little. I'm always experimenting, very open to that. But even then, whether you're an experimentative, is that a word? Experimental, whether you're an experimental person or you're just very closed-minded with that stuff, I think regardless, you should open yourself up to listening to other people's information. Once I did that, regardless, either way, if you don't listen to other people's information, you're going to be worse off. If you do, your whole world's going to open up. Once I started doing that, learning to really take in other people's information, I don't have to do everything on my own. I don't have to cause my own suffering. I can just listen to someone and at the same time still try and figure out the problem. But that's a really good way of tackling shit. And sometimes it only works for like a week. But that however little time it is that you catch that breath of air, that is proof that it works. That's proof that something will work. You just have to apply it the right way. That's usually how things go with like meditation or just anything that's for the betterment of your own life. If you have a lot of brain fog, or the first time you try it, the thing that works, that will eventually get you over the finish line and be okay. Things like that, they'll usually give you like a taste of it. You'll get a taste of what it's like to be there, and then it won't come back for a while, and you have to then trust in the thing before it comes back again, and after that you're probably good. If that makes sense. I completely blew the subject matter. I flew far away from it, but I think I did pretty good. We're at 30 minutes. I think I said that already, but what was I gonna say? I don't know, but 29 minutes. How could I fill up this space? Oh my god, I had a fucking massive shower thought. A very in-depth shower thought about prenups. Once I get comfortable enough, you guys are gonna see some of the crazy shit I think about sometimes. But the gist of it is like, I'll save it for a whole different video. I'm gonna go back and watch this eventually, and it'll remind me of the thought that I had, and I'm gonna have to go back into it. And I hate it when I feel like I've figured out something, but I don't write it down. So then it's like, it'll be like a big thing. And it'll be like, oh my God, I finally have the answer. And then I just won't write it down. I won't record it in any way, and I'll just forget about it. No matter how impactful a thought is, you can just lose that shit, bro. Because that's all it is a thought. You have to be in a specific headspace, not just to come up with it, but to understand it, right? If you're at a high, let's say you got like a really good sleep, your brain's working really good, and you come up with a really complicated thought, the chances are, if your brain's not at that same level, once you go back to thinking about it, you're not gonna be able to understand it again. Right? So that's why it's important to keep yourself at a constant place, as high as you possibly can. High as you possibly can be. Get good sleep, eat well, drink well. It feels good to be like that. It feels good to be in that level of thinking. I think that's a good way to leave it off. Yeah, eat well, drink well, sleep well. All right, guys. What was that shit? That would have been the perfect ending. It was like it was some Reddit shit. It was like, something, my final message, goodbye, or something. That doesn't make sense, but if I find that, it would be so funny. I have to repack that into my brain. Oh well, yeah. Goodbye.